to another episode of Inside the Den. Now today we're going to take a look at War of the Immortals, and this is a free-to-play, I'm going to call it 3D fantasy MMORPG, even though it plays a lot like a Diablo-style game. You can move the camera around and kind of adjust your angles, but it's still three-dimensional, so we'll go with that. But let's get started. You can see I do have 26 level Berserker, kind of played the game a little bit, checked it out. I also played in some of the closed beta tests to see how things were, and they gave us a bunch of Zen to play with. But let's move past that. Let's go ahead and create a new character. Now, first thing you can see is you've got 8 character classes. Now, just a little side note, this is the sequel to Battle of the Immortals. And a lot of you may be thinking, well, you know, why did they come out with a sequel so soon? Battle of the Immortals isn't really that old. We'll go into some of those things. I don't want to go into it too much. I want to kind of look at War of the Immortals as its own game. But one of the neat things that they did do is they added 3 new classes: the Duelist, the Ranger, and the Enchantress. Each of those have their own different styles that go along with them. The Enchantress is your buffer, debuffer, kind of more like your musician. Ranger is exactly what you think it is: long range DPS, AoE traps, stuff like that. Now, Duelist is an interesting DPS character, does a lot of different weird stuff, almost kind of along the lines of a rogue. Dual wielding, delves in a lot of like dark arts type of stuff. And then from the original game, we have the 5 original classes: Berserker, Magus, Champion, Heretic, and Slayer. Now, what's really kind of interesting about this, and I think it's too bad that, and maybe they will do it eventually, but you know, we've got the Duelist here, but we have no introduction as far as what the character is. So you've introduced these new classes. You don't have a tooltip when you highlight over. You don't click on them and it shows you somewhere exactly, you know, a little bit of details of what kind of character it is and stuff like that. So I think that's too bad they didn't do that. I think they missed a great opportunity there. But you know what, let's go ahead and we're going to create a Ranger, do something different. Let's go ahead and make our character name. Let's do date of birth. So you have all this stuff, date of birth and stuff like that, and then it brings up your zodiac sign. Haven't run into anywhere where that's important in the game yet, but that doesn't mean that it's not. So let's go through a couple different hairstyles. Now, hairstyles also include your hair color, so you don't get to choose a hairstyle and then your hair color kind of one and the same. So let's see if we can find something that we like. What's really crazy about this is they have nothing that's really dark, so unfortunately we're just gonna have to go with that. And then you've got a few different faces you can choose. Not a lot of character customization, very similar to Battle of the Immortals there, but you can further customize your character later on with cash shop stuff and things of that nature. So let's jump in and let's go ahead, and there we go. We've got our level 1 Ranger, and we lose all of our gear, but you know, nobody's really going to complain about what she's wearing right now. So let's go ahead and enter the game. Now, just like in Battle of the Immortals, the beginning of the game starts out really fast paced, walks you through exactly who you need to go to for quests. The tutorial in these games are, in my mind, are very well done. They walk you through all the basics and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and pick up that quest, hit accept. It's kind of a storyline quest. You can see prologue, a hero born. The game does have a pretty in-depth background as far as the story is concerned, but it's pretty, it's kind of contained. I guess it's in a bubble, you could say. So I mean, you have this storyline, you can follow the story and read about the story, but other than that, you're really going to kind of be all on your own, out and about. You do have the nice, easy click to go to the next character that we need to talk to. It's kind of cool because we're up on, let's bring up the map, we're up on this kind of floating area where we're kind of learning different things, and you can see down to essentially what's Earth below. Now, another big difference between the two games, between Battle of the Immortals, is they do have 2 completely separate storylines and story arcs. So they're both going to be updated individually and both kind of progress in their own direction, giving you a reason to play both games. So kind of smart on the developer and stuff like that. So let's go through that quest. Ranger's Soul. There we go. We're going to go ahead and head over here and get a Ranger's Soul from this thing. Where is it? There we go. So let's go ahead and Ranger's Soul, beat that thing up, and we get our soul cruising down into us, and then we go back and talk to her, and we're going to get our first weapon. Let's see, we've got a little box. Now, of course, it's a perfect world game. We're going to get this beginner's mega pack. Let's see what's in there. There's a hope bow in there, and I think I actually get a bow for this quest. So trial bow, and then I got a hope bow out of the box. But we're actually going to equip the one that's a little bit better. So even though they want us to right click this one, there we go. I think this one has a level limit on it. Let's see, where is it? Nope, there it is. Level 3. So we got to get a couple levels before we can actually equip that one. So let's go ahead and leave, and we need to go take out a few of these Valkyrie servants. So we've got one skill right now, the Vital Shot, and we can bring up our skills, and you can see what's really cool about the skills. You can see by level, stuff like that, so you can see as you get up to level 105. Right now, I believe, in its current state, the game has a level limit of 115. Now, the first couple of levels, or the first, I would say, 20-25 levels, you'll do those in probably about your first hour of gameplay if you just play solid. And then after that, the game slows down a little bit, not too much, and then you get to around 45, and the game really starts to slow down. But you really have a lot of stuff to do. You have things like events, you have quizzes that you can take to get EXP, you have a lot of different things. And including, they also introduced kind of a botting system, which is, one of those things like, hey, I really discourage that. But some people look at it as, it's easy when I'm going into a certain area and I've got to grind it out, so to say. I don't have to take, and I don't actually have to do the grinding. I can just take and set my little skill up to, or my little bot to do the grinding for me, and then I can take and focus on where I really want to take and spend my time actually playing the game, and that's usually going to be in dungeons or raids and things like that. So the other thing too is a big upgrade for the sequel is heavily focused on more the guild and the territory wars. So there's going to be territories that you can take and with your guildmates go into battles and actually battle for those territories to take control of them. So it's kind of a pretty big deal as far as an addition to the game that its predecessor does not have. So we need to take out a few of these guys. Let's just start firing away. We can't attack that one. It's gone. That one's dead too. Let's see if we can actually get one of these things. There we go. These guards are actually taking them out too fast. But I mean, it's definitely one of those games where action-packed. I don't know why I'm not attacking. You need a target. I have a target. Attack the target. There. So this targeting seems to be a little bit bugged. Probably something that they'll fix very quickly. Not too much of a big deal, but there we go. So we completed that. Now here we can bring up our storyline. You can see you have to open up different chapters. Get all the way to chapter 7. You can see all these question marks and stuff like that. We also have this book to see the treasures, and here's all the different treasures that you can, kind of like achievements, collections, so to say, that you can earn and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and go turn this in. You have a lot of stuff going on in this game. To kind of go through everything would take a few minutes, but we're going to run through a few things. Now you've got this EXP boost, so you can take and you'll earn this pretty early on in the game. You can activate, get 1.5 times EXP, and you'll get so much of that. What's cool about that is you can turn it on and off, so you're going to be able to take and boost your experience regular. And you see I've already been in the game for 10 minutes, so I received this gift. We can go ahead and take a look at that. Did we reach level 3 yet? Yeah, we're actually level 6, so we need to equip this better bow. That probably didn't help. And then the game does give you some pretty good starter armor. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to open our box. We got this little ring. Let's equip that. We got this deity blessing from the gods. Increases physical and magic attack for 10 hours. So that's never going to be a bad thing. Huge upgrade basically for 10 hours. We're going to be able to kill stuff a lot faster. Now, one thing that I really like is you can see I don't have a lot of bag space. But you can see stay online for 15 minutes, you earn some more. And then these ones, I believe you reach at level 30. So you'll start to open up some more as you progress through the game. But one thing that's really nice is if you do crafting, because the game has a very extensive crafting system, all your crafting materials and stuff like that will go into this separate bag. One thing I liked about Battle of the Immortals, another bonus I can say for this game as well. But let's go through some of these other things while we cruise over to these Valhalla Rebels. So we've got mail, we've got the world map. World map looks pretty cool. You can see majorly updated. And you see these are all the different areas you're going to be able to go to. And you can see they also have levels on them. So okay, I can't go here yet because I'm not high enough level and stuff like that. So let's take some of these guys out and continue to talk about some of these other guys. They're going to go down pretty quick. So we've got our local map, which we already took a look at. We've got targets list. And you can see you've got these are other players. You can either target or ally. These are allies, so you can see if there's PvP people in the area that you need to take out, stuff like that. So then you've got major events. Right now I don't have any major events because you don't get those to show up until you reach a certain level. I believe it's like level 20 or something like that. So let's keep going through these. And we got our growth aid. So this is really cool, and the Perfect World is actually known for doing this in a lot of their different games. And as you level up, you're going to get different hints. So essentially telling you where to go, telling you what the best pets are, all of that different stuff. So that's kind of a, in my mind, that's kind of a cool thing. Then you got your item shop, you've got combat aid. That's not available until level 40, but the combat aid is essentially your bot that you're going to be able to set up potions, set up skills, all kinds of stuff like that. We've got Odin's Horn. Nope, we can't use that until level 20, but that basically allows us to blast out messages to the entire server so they can see it and know what's going on. So we get our first little boss here. We're gonna go ahead and talk to this little thing here, read the text, and we're gonna have this giant dragon that comes out. We can zoom out or we can zoom way in. We can zoom way in, target this guy, but we're gonna miss out on a lot of the action. So we want to take and let's go ahead and attack him. There we go. Now we're firing, and we're firing directly at his stomach, right here. So you can see we can click right here, see more of the quest details. We can form a party with other players. We don't need to do that. We can take this guy out solo. So, but you do have, this is kind of your quest log right here. You can also bring up, where are the other quests? Here we go. Down here, Q. So you can move around with WASD or point and click, but you have Q right there that will also bring up your quest name. So there we go. We took him out, and there's the lava dragon heart. So we need to get a couple of energy from that. So there we go. What's cool about this is once you start to gather that, you can see down here the searching. It'll do it for both parts. So I don't have to re-click it, so to say. So there we go. So let's turn this in. Done. And we got some more armor. Let's go ahead and complete the quest. Pick up our next one. And we need to go ahead and wake these guys up. While we're waking them up, let's go ahead and equip our new helm. So there we go, and the helm should go on. Actually, I think our helm's turned off. So there we go, let's awaken this guy. So graphically, you can see, I mean, other than I think that this outline on these guys is a little bit too excessive. The graphics when you zoom in are pretty good. They're definitely an upgrade in comparison to its predecessor, to Battle of the Immortals. Also, one big thing is the game does have destructible environments. So it's kind of cool to be able to run around and destroy walls, destroy different things. You've got a really cool instance and raid system, so you're going to be able to join huge clans, huge guilds, be able to join up together, do not only instances but also high-level raids and stuff like that. So some pretty cool stuff as far as that's concerned. So there we go. Turn that in. Accept that quest and start cruising off to the next player, or to our next target, while we look at some of the other stuff. Now we've also got this little tutorial chick that will pop up every so often, and she'll talk about the world map, basically all the stuff that I showed before. But I mean, you're not going to see too much stuff that's way different than Battle of the Immortals as far as interface is concerned. So I mean, if you're going to come over from that game or play it in addition to, you're going to see a lot of similarities. You do have the soul gear system, which you can fortify, and then you also have your typical pet system. But the pet system gets a little bit different because you're able to do a few different things with your pets. But I'll let you guys kind of see that once you get into the game a little bit later. So we need to cruise up here and blow Odin's Horn as we're been transformed into this giant Valkyrie. So let's talk to this thing and blow the horn. There we go. She showed up. But you can see everything's, I mean, definitely very, you've got kind of this Nordic or Norse mythology thing going on. But I mean, that's part of the game's allure. Is it's a combination of several different. That was what Battle of the Immortals, but also War of the Immortals. It's also that combination of several different mythology states. Being, I believe, if I remember correctly, it's Chinese, Nordic, and also Egyptian. So kind of a weird mix there, but hey, whatever works, right? So there we go. We've got our War Lance. We could turn that in. Let's see what else we have down here. We've got party. What's really cool is the game does have a pretty cool party system where you can take and you get into certain areas and you kind of state what you want to do and stuff like that. And that's one thing I know I've mentioned in the past is games having the ability to do that, where you can take and say, okay, well, you know, I want to do this dungeon, or I want to do that, or I want to do this or that, and then just kind of put yourself in a queue. And then, you know, obviously very popular with World of Warcraft, being able to do that and those types of things. So actually that's passive, so I got some new skills by leveling up. So it was passives, but this one I did get the ice shot, so I'm going to be able to kind of shoot from afar, slow somebody down, and then be able to kind of pummel on them from from a distance. But I got this marksmanship, which is passive. Now with your skills, it works the same way as it did in Battle of the Immortals. You're going to get experience. Then you go to your skill trainer, you use experience, which can actually delay your level growth because you use the experience to put into experience and obviously currency, not premium currency, but just the currency you earn during the game, to be able to power up your skills and stuff like that. So you kind of got to balance what you want to do. Do I want to level up and level up faster, or do I want to take and put everything into skills, level up my skills, and be able to take things down much faster. So this is what I was talking about, the growth aids. We've got social relations. You talk about partying up, how to recruit new players to get a bonus. Then you've got the recommended pets. We'll get into the pets once we get out of the town. We're going to get out of here pretty quick because the next part of the game actually leads us out of here. But we are in I'm pretty much done with the with the tutorial portion of this, and we're actually headed to Atlantis now. So we're cruising this way. But you can see up here with this flaming area, you've got Rage, which is kind of this game's version of the experience meter. To be able to gain the experience meter, they called it experience then. I'm glad that they changed it to Rage. So you earn that, and then you'll get your first skill at level 20, and then you'll be able to use that. And pretty much that's an AoE skill that takes out just a cool part of the game. So, but that gives you a basic understanding of what's going on. You got to see some of the combat, some of the things that are going on. The game does reward you relatively quickly with a lot of different stuff to kind of play with. Buff meters. We got a bunch of stuff in our bag, in our little box here. We got a new ring. Yep, let's put that on. Then we got some pauldrons. Put that on. You can see my character's already starting to gear up away from just being in that little kind of top and booty shorts, so to say. And there we go. We got 5 new bag slots, and we want to put on this belt. See that pop on. And we've just got this old bow, but we'll live with that. You do get a lot of gear and stuff really quickly throughout rewards and things like that. And obviously, as you can see, the game walks you around to see all of the main components, whether it be the stash or whether it be your trainer or things like that. So you can see right here, congratulations, you gained 5 bag slots because I stayed online for 15 minutes. So let's see, where else do we need to go? Let's bring up our quest log, and there we go, a solid foundation. So let's go talk to Ophelia. Let's see what a ton of monsters all at once. And comes in really handy, especially once you reach level 20, and it doesn't take a lot of monsters to go down for your level up. So you're going to actually enter a dungeon right around that time, and that's pretty much when you first use it. And so that you're going to end up leveling a bunch, probably about 4 or 5 levels just in that dungeon, simply because you're going to be able to take out all those guys really quickly. So we are down in Atlantis now, so you can see here that, I mean, just a huge city with just tons of stuff going on. Let's go ahead and turn in our quest. We've got our scenario. Let's go ahead and close that. Complete the quest. There you go. Congratulations for the elite paladins. You can click the social, press G. So let's hit done. Let's pick up that quest, hit accept. There we go. We're done with the prologue. So here we go. We can see basics, daily event, elite paladin. So once you reach 45, you get into paladin territory through the clan domain teleporter, where you can receive daily quests, all that good jazz. So you can see all the different guys, different levels that they're at, stuff like that. We start to get some of these daily events that we can start to participate in. And what's cool about this is you can go into here and you can click on these, and you can just go over there by clicking on the different names and stuff like that. So the daily events get really kind of to be really kind of else we have here. We've got her about the local map, and she's going to tell you stuff. You can see some really cool mounts. The game does have a lot of really cool mounts, a lot of really, really cool pets that you can get and stuff like that, that get to be really kind of a fun part of the game. And you can power up your pets, power up your mounts, make them run faster, make the pets do more damage so they can help you even more so when you're in the game. So here we go. We're finally heading outside to kind of get into the thick of things, into the, I believe it's called the Forgotten, yeah, there we go, the Forgotten Runes. Now out here is where you kind of start your first kind of on your own adventures, but you're still getting led around with quests. As you can see, there's a lot of players logged in. Always really cool to see that. The game does use a player shop instead of an auction house, so it's always good to see a high level of people playing the game, especially since that becomes very important when you're looking for different items or looking to trade and things of that nature. So there's actually the first dungeon that you'll head into, but we can't head into there for about another 8 levels or so. Let's grab this quest. I don't think I'm going to be able to show you guys any of the destructible environments, but trust me, they're there. So it's kind of neat to see that they upgraded the game, a little bit better engine as far as, you know, the destructible environments, stuff like that. Kind of an upgraded pet system, or an updated, should I say, pet system. They also took and like I said, upgraded the graphics engine, updated pet system, added the 3 new classes, and the big one obviously being the territory wars and stuff like that as far as the PvP is concerned. So if you're really looking to do more things along the PvP and group side of things, definitely take a look at War of Immortals. You have sound-wise, I know I usually talk about graphics and sound. Graphics I've kind of already touched upon. Sound-wise, you definitely have some good background music playing throughout the entire time that you're running around. It really does a pretty good job of setting the scene and stuff like that. And special effects-wise, everything that I've seen has been pretty spot on and high quality. So, but you wouldn't expect anything less from Perfect World game. But guys, I am out of time. I hope you enjoyed today's trip inside the den. Don't forget to subscribe and keep yourself updated as each new episode is released. And if you'd like to play or learn more about War of the Immortals, you can read our full review at MMODen.com or just click the link in the description. Until next time, thanks for watching.